Tottenham Hotspur have slumped to defeat yet again, this time at the hands of AC Milan in the Champions League round of 16. It is a loss that means they are going to be trophyless for yet another season, and now the inquest must start. Join me as we have a look at the game and discuss what might be on Tottenham's horizon. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, it really would mean a lot to me. But now, let's ask, what next for Tottenham Hotspur? Let's begin by having a look at the match itself. As you can see from the attacking momentum bar, Tottenham really failed to create any kind of pressure in the first half. They had a little moment, but that was about it. And then in the second half, they did create something, but it really amounted to absolutely nothing. AC Milan were pretty comfortable for the most of the game, and they were just the dominant side, I feel, over the two legs. We can have a look at the stats, and that's going to back up what I've just said right there. Because if you have a look at this, 1.42 XG. AC Milan are away from home, by the way, and Tottenham have an XG of 0.47. That is embarrassing for a team that's at home who's chasing a lead. 54% possession, and that's the only stat that Tottenham can really hold their head high with, in the sense that they didn't get completely dominated, even though they did, and AC Milan were completely comfortable in the way that the game was being played, as they dominated literally every other stat in the match. We can scroll down and have a look at that as well now. Two big chances created for AC Milan. Guess how many for Tottenham? You guessed it right, 0. It was just an embarrassing performance, and one that Tottenham really need to go back to the drawing board and think about. It just wasn't good enough at all. And then for the kicker, it is 73 duels won and 19 aerial duels won compared to Tottenham's 57 and 17. They were outfought, they were outmatched, they were outgunned, and they were tactically outplayed, in my opinion. I think there was only one side that should have gone through here, and it is AC Milan. Now, that leaves a lot of big problems for Tottenham Hotspur. AC Milan progress, and they go through into the quarterfinals. But as for Tottenham, there need to be questions. Questions like, is this squad good enough? When we have a look at the lineup, and this is the lineup that played against AC Milan in the Champions League, that second leg, when we look at it, I'm not sure it is that good. Fraser Forster is going to be exempt from a lot of criticism here because Hugo Lloris would normally come into the side, but he's currently injured. However, Tottenham's number one needs to be given some kind of criticism. He's getting on a bit, and is it time to move him on? He's making mistakes throughout matches now, and it's starting to cost Tottenham seriously. Going into the back line, Romero can't play a match without getting a yellow card, and he can't play seemingly 5 matches without being sent off. That is a massive, massive problem. Clement Longley won't be at Tottenham next season. He'll be going back to Barcelona. I can't imagine after his previous performances that Tottenham are going to want to sign him on a permanent deal, so that's a no-go. Davies, as much as I like his work rate, as much as I like him as a footballer, I just don't think he's quite ready or quite up to task in this Tottenham Hotspur team. I don't think he has the actual aggression or the mentality to be able to be part of a back three at Tottenham. Unfortunately, I think he's a squad player and he's filling in. We look at Ivan Perisic, who's getting on a bit. We knew that when Tottenham signed Ivan Perisic, it would be a bit of a gamble. His age is something that's against him. However, he has put in some decent performances. But should he be Tottenham's main out-and-out left wing-back? No, he's past his prime for that. He should be, again, like Davies, a squad rotation player. This is getting a little bit ridiculous. Højbjerg is a good central defensive midfielder, but he needs someone to play next to him in that pivot, and he has Oliver Skipp. Now, normally he would have Bentancur, that's absolutely fine. However, the squad depth for Tottenham just isn't quite there. Oliver Skipp is not quite good enough to be playing in Champions League nights, unfortunately for Tottenham. Royale, I just don't know what to say about this. Yes, you can point to the fact that he's had some decent performances, and yes, he's contributed some goals of late. However, that's only since they brought in an expensive right wing back. So where was the mentality and where was the performances before he came in? Just ridiculous. Kulusevski and harrykane are the only two players who are able to really hold their heads high, and Heung-min Son seems like he's being absolutely hamstrung by the tactics and the organisation of Antonio Conte. He needs to be unleashed and allowed to go forwards. But all in all, this Tottenham side is a little bit of a joke. They just don't have the quality, they don't have the creativity, and they're being forced to play in a system that really does not suit them, and that leads to the manager. A manager that I'm not convinced wants to be at Tottenham anymore. His interviews are somewhat lacklustre and his press conferences seem somewhat dulled. He seems to not want to be around the club anymore. Clearly he wants extra investment, but he still hasn't signed that contract, and it looks like he's going to be walking away at the end of the summer. If the players on the pitch are meant to be some kind of a representation of the manager on the sidelines, then he's mentally checked out already. Tottenham just don't seem up for it. They don't seem to have the fight or the hunger or desire to really want to play and win a football match. And that is probably the most damning thing that you can say about Antonio Conte's management at this current stage. He said this in a recent interview with Italian TV. "My contract expires in June. We will see. They might sack me even before the end of the season. Who knows? Maybe they are disappointed." Who says that? In the middle of a season when you've just lost a very important game and you still have top 4 to play for, who says that? Unless you've already mentally checked out yourself. And then there's Harry Kane. With all of this uncertainty surrounding Tottenham Hotspur and the questions around Antonio Conte, Daniel Levy and whether he's going to invest in the squad, and the thoughts of another rebuild, can Harry Kane really stick around? He's Tottenham's current record goalscorer, and I'm questioning whether he can take them any further. Without major investment, which seemingly Daniel Levy does not want to provide, Tottenham are going to be stagnant yet again. So it begs the question, should Harry Kane leave? With 1 and a bit years left on his contract, the question is going to be posed sooner rather than later, and I'm not sure there's too many reasons why Harry Kane shouldn't opt to leave and go for some trophies. I'm sure a lot of Tottenham fans will agree with me when I say that he kind of deserves it. But now, to end, let's look towards the future, and regardless of whether Tottenham Hotspur are going to be making the top 4, they are more than likely going to be looking for a new manager come the summer. So who should it be? Could it be Mauriciopochettino, the manager that previously wanted a rebuild at Tottenham Hotspur? Are Tottenham really going to come back crawling with their tails between their legs, asking Pochettino to come and do the rebuild that he wanted 3 to 4 years ago? Is that something that Tottenham fans would want? Well, I would certainly think so. There seems to be a huge clamoring to get rid of Antonio Conte and bring in the former Tottenham Hotspur manager. But is it the right move? I'm not so sure. Considering the level of the squad and considering the lack of talent that's coming through in the youth ranks, you would argue that Tottenham would have a much worse position than they did under Pochettino in their first stint. And also, what are the aims? How far do they expect to go? And what is looking likely to be built? I'm not so sure, which is why I've got another option. Thomas Frank is a name that I don't think too many Tottenham fans would look twice at. However, I think he would be a fantastic appointment. If you think about where he's taken this Brentford side, considering the amount of money they spent, he's done nothing short of a remarkable job. Brentford are high and flying and playing better football than Tottenham, I might add. They play in several different systems and he has a track record of improving players. Yes, that's something Mauricio Pochettino has done. However, I feel like Thomas Frank needs to prove himself, and I think that could be to Tottenham Hotspur's benefit. He has a record of improving players on a low budget, and that's again something that Tottenham want to do. Tottenham don't want to spend a lot of money, so why not hire a person who's really gotten the best out of his current crop of players? He needs a step up, and no disrespect to Brentford, but I think he's taken them as far as he possibly can without major investment. And that place is something remarkable that I don't think too many Brentford fans would have expected him to be at. Looking at the job that he could do at Tottenham, I think he could do an amazing job. He has the charisma to be able to deal with a high-level managerial position, and I do think that Tottenham would be a decent step up. Nothing too high, because Tottenham aren't necessarily challenging for anything at the moment, and he would be able to grow with the club as it gets better and better. A perfect opportunity to be able to flex his managerial muscles at one of the bigger clubs, and he's definitely a name that I think Tottenham should seriously consider. One to look at. With all of this talk, eyes will be on Daniel Levy and the Tottenham Hotspur board, and the all-important question, can they be trusted? Can they be trusted to make the correct decision for Tottenham Hotspur's future? Can they really be trusted to be able to make the correct appointment and make the correct decisions that will put Tottenham on the best possible footing? Based on the last few years, I think you might have to argue no. But time will tell, I suppose. That's it for today, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave the video with a like and subscribe if you haven't for more content like this coming very soon. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well. You don't want to miss what's coming up in the near future. And of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What is next for Tottenham Hotspur? Who are they going to appoint next? Will Antonio Conte stay as manager? Do you trust Daniel Levy to make the correct decision along with his Tottenham Hotspur board? Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. But like I said, that's it from me for today. So thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, my friends, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.